Hey guys, I'm sorry it's late. I had to switch some things around and, go to the bathroom. So, how are you guys today? Hey, I always want to say Kate when it's cake. Oh, how are you guys today? Miss Carrot Cake, how are you? The dyslexia the dyslexia in me just always wants to say cat, carrot cat. It's probably the T in carrot. It's like making me want to move it over. Anyways, it's been a long day, but I have some fun things that I want to show you guys and talk with you about. So we'll start our nerdy news. Done with freaking work. Woo! Yes! I know, I got off of work at noon. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I always get off at noon. But then I have all day. And I can't go to bed until like 7. I'm in the midst of moving stuff to storage at Dad's. Well, hi, Liz. I hope that's all going well. I'm so excited for you. I know that you've been missing your mom, so it's exciting that you get to make the trek out there and be with her for a while. It'll be your dad's turn to be missed. Just a little change of pace, right? But shout out to Liz's dad. He's a pretty cool geek. You gotta start somewhere, right? And us third geners, gotta love it. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about some supernatural news, which is gonna lead into some new Walker Texas Ranger news, which is pretty cool for some. I know Chuck Norris was a big thing about 10 years ago, and I was not one of them that was too keen on it. But because it ties in with the supernatural news, I'm pretty excited for this. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, cousin. Love you too. Now you can see my pretty mug. It's been a while. And then I also want to talk about there's some Game of Thrones stuff that you guys saw on there. Nothing new, but it's some fun sipping of the tea moments. And then last but not least, I want to talk about Mandalorian seasons 2 and 3, and kind of what's to be expected, and then to see what season 3 shooting might look like. There's a bumblebee in my house, and he looks frightened. I should probably open my window for him just a minute. Oh. Hold on, guys. Hold on. It's weird because he knows right where the window is. I don't think it's a bumblebee. I think it's a legit bee. So I'm going to let him figure out where the outside is, because one of my windows, actually the only one in my house that'll open, doesn't have a screen. So hopefully he found his way out. Anyway, brush with death past. I think he's out of here. He's not buzzing around, so I'm going to close that window just a second. All right. One of the only bummers to being in a basement level floor right next to the parking lot is you get the immediate truck noise or car noise when it starts. So, beggars can't be choosers. Also, I specifically wanted a basement floor because Justin runs really hot, and we like to keep it cool. And, I have a 4-year-old, so who likes to stomp when she's angry. I think she's 4. So, like I said, beggars can't be choosers. So, anywho, we're going to move right along. And, I'm going to go ahead and screen share some of these really cool articles. I just have to get to them first. Excuse me for trying to burp all over the place. We just had dinner. I made an extra big batch of macaroni and cheese with the sweet Italian sausage that I like. And it's actually a turkey sausage, which normally I'm not down with at all. But this one's really, really good. My mom found it. You can get it at Walmart or Target. And We usually use it in spaghetti, but I've been branching out. So we've discovered it tastes really good in mac and cheese. So I'm kind of sticking there for a minute. It's pretty much good in anything. But you can't tell that it's turkey. It just tastes like a traditional sausage. I'd say more on the pork than a beef sausage. I'm not a heavy pork fan. It usually makes me sick. So finding a sausage that doesn't make me sick is really, really awesome. So let's pull up some of these articles. I'm so glad I shared these with you guys today. Otherwise, they'd be lost forever. Okay, so there's one and two, and where'd the other one go? Did I not share it? Okay, well, we will start with the Game of Thrones one. So let me screen share that. Hey, Nicole, I know it's really late for you, so thank you for stopping in. Don't feel pressured to stay too long because I know it's really late there for you. So yeah, like I said, don't push yourself. There's always the rewatch. I'm not too worried. So screen share, and we want to go to a tab. All right, so we're going to go to the Game of Thrones one. This one I found pretty interesting because Charles Dance, our lovely head of Lannister, it's the article title, Game of Thrones, Charles Dance. I would have signed the finale petition. I think a lot of us felt that way. Game of Thrones shocker. Tywin Lannister doesn't agree with something one of his kids did. Earlier in August, Nikolai Coster-Waldau, aka Jaime Lannister, on HBO's epic drama, joked with Vanity that he almost wanted to donate to that petition, referring to the online effort to a group of Thrones fans who unsuccessfully lobbied HBO to remake the 8th and final season with competent writers. Now in an interview, Charles Dance, who played Tywin, Jaime and Cersei, and Tyrion's domineering father, says he would have signed the Change.org petition, which ultimately amassed 1.8 million signatures. If only he'd heard about it, that is. Well, if there was a petition, I would have signed it, he tells popculture.com, which apparently informed him on the mini movement. He adds that he watched the series through its end, even after I'd been killed off in the lavatory at the end of season 4. As he has in the past, Dance praises his former castmates and showrunners D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, calling Thrones a fantastic television show, but he also notes that while the finale satisfied a lot of people, it also disappointed a lot of people, and I'm afraid I'm in the later camp. So it's really fun to see, someone like him coming out forward and telling his true feelings, because a lot of the cast and bigger cast that stuck around really didn't feel that way. We're very quiet on how they wanted to say. So I'll stay a bit and then go to sleep. Well, that sounds great, Nicole. Thank you for sticking around. But yeah, I feel what he's saying. A lot of us wanted a redo, so it's not surprising that someone like him would also feel that way as well. So let's go on to the next screen. Oh, I thought it almost said leave studio. I was about trying to mess it up already. All right. So the next one I will put up here is Mandalorian, the supernatural one I wanted to talk about, I can't find where I posted it, so I'll have to I'll have to hunt that one down. But for now, we'll talk about Mandalorian and some of the upcoming things we can see. So Mandalorian, bosses reveal George Lucas's reaction to the Disney series. So as with a lot of these articles, that was a very clickbaity article. They slightly touch on that specific title. And as a journalism major, or not major, I was on the editor. Oh my God, I can't even talk tonight, guys. I'm so sorry. I was the co-editor-in-chief of my high school newspaper, and that headline really ticks me off because it has nothing to do, like, it's such a small part of the article. That's not how you pick a title. Apparently human. Hey, everyone. Hey, how are you? Missing you, Miss Cat. All right, let's see. Anyway, so basically the article touches over how the series has, as it shows, 15 Emmy nominations, and then it goes on to have the interview with Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau about how they feel season 1 was, and then they talk about how season 3 might be filmed. So not too much talking about Mandalorian season 2. However, we can always speculate what we're going to be seeing, since, as Nicole said, we should be getting a trailer coming soon, either tomorrow or Friday. If it's within the next 2 weeks, I am all for it. I want to see what's really coming. There's talks that the Rebels sequel has been canceled. And to me, that kind of screams that we might get some of those questions answered either in season 2 or season 3. My guess is season 3 will get some of those Rebels continuations, because the timing is just, it's right there. Why would you cancel the Rebels new season or series, the continuation, really close to an announcement or talks of season 3 for The Mandalorian? It's kind of suspicious, but in a good way. I love it. So I think for season 2, we'll get some more answers on who is behind the client, who Moff Gideon is, and who had the spurs on their boots. Was it really Boba Fett? So that's really exciting. So some of the other things that this article does talk about, we'll go down to the question, is, here, the title of it. They asked, okay, I was just there. Okay, so Dave Filoni was asked, because he's very close with George Lucas, are considered by many fans to be his heir apparent, what kind of feedback did he give you for season 1? So he goes on to answer this, that's not really what they talk about. They really just mostly talk shop. And he's more interested in learning more things than hashing what's already been out. But that George was pleased with it, and that he's excited that he gets to be a fan of it, which is really exciting. That to me speaks volumes, and that we're going in the right direction. Because this is George's baby. I think if he's not happy with what's out there, then it's not really, Star Wars to me. Take it or leave it. It is what it is. So that was very encouraging to me. But down here, this is the question that I really wanted to go over, and why I wanted to talk about it is, given your production involves a lot of virtual sets, what will that make it easier to go back to filming a potential 3rd season amid COVID-19 restrictions? And Jon Favreau took this one. He says, the fact that the set is much more contained is a benefit because you can limit the number of people. A lot of the people controlling it are doing it remotely from what we call the brain bar, which is a bank of gaming computers, essentially. The amount of people near the camera would be much smaller than usual. We also shoot a lot outside, which helps too. We build to a moment in filming more like an animated production where we have a lot of storyboards, a lot of discussion, and scouting in virtual reality. We use cinematic tools and VR much the same way we did for The Lion King and The Jungle Book. A lot of times, the actors you are seeing on screen aren't actually on set. So this is a huge thing because they can do all of their meetings via Zoom if it's more than 10 people. Everyone on set can have masks. That's not a big deal. They can always go in Foley or re-record dialogue if they need to. A lot of animated productions have been coming out and still working because they can limit who's in the booth and who gets to record. You bring your own headphones, you bring your own sanitizer, sanitize the station down a little bit, and you can easily record dialogue if you need to. Because they use the volume, they don't have to worry about going to other countries or other places. They can stay right where they are. And like he was saying there, they can use the VR to get more backgrounds and more locations. And they can really build that vibe for a person, much like they did this last season. And even if they do character creatures and stuff, as long as they keep it down, keep everything sanitized and sanitary, I think it's going to be great. So hopefully we can get to some really cool filming soon for them. Exactly. TV in 2021 is going to be very interesting. And as, you know, sorry, guys. I was trying to exit screen share and I hit leave the studio, which is what I was scared of last time. Anyways, yeah, TV in 2021 is definitely going to be very interesting. And not that I'm a professional industry or an industry professional, sorry, but I do have some of the insights in there. And just from that standpoint alone, it's going to be very interesting, fittings and things like that. Because they have the resources, I'm very sure that, they'll have testing on site and they'll make sure that it's as clean and safe and as close as they can possibly make it. So I think they're going to get, I think big budgets are going to really need that indie insight, making as much and as big of a spectacle as you can with as little people, as little budget, as little scouting and environmenting, as you can. And I really think this is a time for that new technology that Dave and Jon Favreau have discovered and are pretty much pioneers in this direction. It's going to be exciting to see where all that goes. I'm cat sitting now, and they have Disney Plus, so I'm doing my rewatch The Mandalorian now. That's awesome. My husband and I still really want to finish Umbrella Academy, but I'm very sure that we're going to end up doing that rewatch very soon. I'm surprised I haven't yet. I really liked that show. I'd say I loved that show, and I've done like 4 rewatches of Rebels since I've watched it the first time, maybe 3 of which since I got to Colorado in itself. So that's under 9 months. I love it all. And it doesn't help that my 4-year-old also loves it. Willow is a Star Wars hound, and any chance she gets, we watch it and she asks for it. It's pretty awesome. So, do you guys have any predictions of what Mandalorian season 2 could bring, what 3 might even be? I know anime lover Nicole says that we might get a trailer out. Do you guys think it's going to be within that time frame, or do you think that it's going to be a little later? Give me some thoughts, especially while I go and try to fish this other article out. So I'll let you guys discuss, and I'm going to go find the other one. Thank you, Kat, for liking the video on Facebook. That's awesome. It helps. Let's see. Refresh my page and we'll see what's going on. All right. Okay. So while I find that, I want to share this with you guys. My cousin, I love the 100. I haven't had a chance to watch that yet, but I've heard really, really good things about it, Lindsay. I'm not surprised you like it. That's right up your alley. I hope they find another Yoda. I don't know if they'll find another Yoda, but because of the time frame, they might get a Force ghost. We don't know. That would be interesting. It'd be really cool to see where they go from there. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to screen share this with you guys. So that we're going to go to our Facebook page, Chrome tab. And my lovely coworker posted her hump day. Her and my other coworker, that is their weekly ritual. It's pretty awesome. I didn't want to do that. Okay, let's see. All right. If I do recents, sorry, I'm scrolling real fast. Let's see. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys it's how, I gotta wait for it to finish through. It's how a sewing machine works. So when the needle goes down, it picks up the thread from the bobbin, and that's what, or the shuttle hook picks it up, wounds it around, and then it grabs that stitch. So then it locks it together. If you were to not have a bobbin and you'd have more like a chain stitch. So you would, it would lock on itself basically, and then you'd be able to pull it out. Very similar to like dog food, the stitches on the bags, that's a chain stitch. My mom was wondering if anyone know how many Star Wars books they have. Yeah, that's a good question. Do you guys know how many Star Wars books there are? I'm probably over 10 to 15, maybe even 20. They keep coming. They keep coming. I myself have 3 of them, I think, on my Audible, but they're all newer ones. That's a really good question. So we'll definitely have to look into that. I'll find her an answer. All right, so let's go to, not from notifications, we'll go by, come on, recent, and all right. I don't think it ended up sharing. So basically, Supernatural will start in October. It's going to be the final season. Jared and Jensen are finally retiring the characters, but I'm very excited for what they have coming next, and to see where they might go for that. So it is in the works, and it has been said that, Jensen Ackles is going to be on season 3 of The Boys. I don't know if it's going to be a recurring role or a recurring role in the sense that it's not a starring role, or if it's going to be part of the ensemble. But that's very exciting. He's going to be Soldier Boy, the first one of the superheroes, which is very up his alley. If you guys have watched him in other things, he's always the stand-up citizen, the take charge. And I mean, yes, Supernatural, maybe not the most stand-up, but I mean, he protects us and he saved the world how many times? I think that's pretty stand-up. I also think, I'm just really excited to see where he goes from here. It's a change of pace, and he has such a good range, and it'll be exciting to see what he does, especially him being a superhero and the first superhero and Soldier Boy, because he was supposed to he was in the running of the top 2 running with Chris Evans for Captain America, which is the first superhero, and he's also a Soldier Boy. So it's going to be very cool to see what he does with the role and the character. And Jared is going to be the new Walker Texas Ranger. So we'll see how they do it. It's supposed to be a reboot, so we'll see if they're going to actually reboot it and start from where they left off and make it current, or if they just redo the entire thing. So we'll see where that goes, but that's kind of exciting. Do you guys have any other nerdy suggestions that you might want to talk about, or anything that was fun in the last few days that we hadn't talked about on Sunday? If you do, please share them and we'll talk about it. Let's see. I wonder. Oh yeah, so I went to share it and I didn't share the article. I forgot to post the link in it. It was just oops. So I discovered what I did there. Oh well. Did you guys see the Enola Holmes release date and the first teaser? I'm really excited for this because that means Henry Cavill. I know that Miss Liz Kopek will be excited for that news. And the other cousin, Jenna, her and I both, Henry Cavill, since what was it? Count of Monte Cristo. He was really young. So it's exciting. Trailer Death on the Nile looks pretty good. Yeah, that does look really good as well. There's a lot of really fun things coming out soon. And I'm really excited that we all get to share in this together. Some of the new stuff. Let's see. Ooh, excuse me, guys. All right. Oh, did you guys watch Lovecraft Country? I've heard really good things about it so far. I heard it really came out awesome. What do you guys think? I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I want to go and watch it because I love Lovecraft, and I know my sister does as well, especially anything with octopi or anything cool like that. Obviously, Cthulhu is only one of the great stories that he has, but it's really intriguing. Who doesn't love a octopi type monster god? Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I don't know if you guys noticed, I did move my stuff around again. I took the ironing board away from the wall because the only light in my house right now is my lamp, which is across the room, and it always gives a really bad glow. And outside, it's been pretty stormy today and overcasty, so I'm not really getting too much good sunlight. So I put you guys over here. I don't really need to iron too much, but I'm going to be sewing while we talk about your guys' comments and anything that you find. So I really do, and I'm really starting to enjoy sewing and talking with you guys. It's pretty dang cool. I didn't really want to focus too hard on like sewing and cosplaying too much on this channel. I wanted it to go hand in hand with some content, but it's really turning into us sewing and talking together, and I'm totally fine with that because we have our nerd updates at first up front, and then the rest of it I get to sew and talk with you guys, so it's pretty fun. Yeah, we'll definitely have to. Again, if you guys have any sewing questions while I am sewing, or even in general, post them on the page, and I will definitely get back with you on that. It's, like I said, one of my passions, and if I can help you guys learn and grow and discover your own love for sewing, I'm going to do it. So All right, so today we have an awesome project. I am finishing my daughter's flower girl dress for my best friend Jesse's wedding. And I will pull over my dress form so you guys can see what I have done so far. I've only gotten the skirt together, but so we're going to be building the bodice and the straps, and then I'm also going to be sewing that all together and finishing it. So yeah, like I said, I only have the skirt built. I don't ever sew up the back seam until I'm 100% done because I don't think I need a small zipper in the back, but we'll see. She has a big booty, so just a second. All right, so obviously not a size 8 adult, but she is about 23 to 24 inches around, which is about almost a normal waist size on a size 8. So the skirt I can put on the natural waist side to let it dry out, but this is what I have so far. I know it's hard to see, so I'll put this over here. The bottom, I know there's not very much light, but that's what I have so far. It's really, really pretty. So the main material, it's like a dark turquoise. So this is the actual base color. It's a little brighter in person. It's like almost like if you took emerald green and a really pretty turquoise and you mix them together, like a true forest green. I don't know how much you guys memorize crayon colors, but this is what they would call forest green, where it looks almost like a teal turquoise, but it has that emerald green shine to it. That's a very popular hair color right now, but that's pretty much what the dress color is. And then, so this is the top, but it has these beautiful roses on top. See? And it's like this really sheer navy netting that it's attached to. So that's the top. That part might not get all the way done today because I have to hand sew some of that, but I will probably get most of the construction done. So yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited to get it done. Hopefully Willow will fit into it. Excuse me. This was supposed to be for September, and now because of COVID and everything, it's gotten pushed. I just have the hiccups or something. Excuse me. Her wedding got pushed to April. So hopefully by April, she hasn't had a gigantic growth spurt. Part of that is why I don't want to sew the back of the dress done, because if she has, then I can add in a zipper that'll give her some room and some clearance. And then luckily her bodice, the straps are buttons, so that it shouldn't be too terrible. It shouldn't be too terrible for it. And thank you. Yeah, her colors, she has the darker greens and some navy and some turquoise. I know that we're doing pantsuits. Well, not pantsuits, but like the jumper suits for the bridesmaids dresses, and which I'm really excited. I don't have to wear a dress, it's pants. Anyway, mine's navy, so I was really excited because she's the flower girl to put in a pop of that green color. It's going to be really, really pretty. So anywho, I'm going to go ahead and serge some of those straps together. So hopefully I can get you guys a good view of me sewing. So I'm going to kind of move you around a little bit. Probably put this back, to be honest. So just bear with me for just a second. Oh, my cool Doctor Who shirt. I have lots of them. All right. Okay, so there we go. Now we're moved back. And here. It should get you guys pretty good. There. That gets you kind of a good view. So my apartment building is pretty old. And when I sit down up here, there's like this much of a, so my apartment floor and the floor slants, not that drastic, but it's a good slant. So if I don't pay attention to my chair, it wheels away. And so the oil, there's an oil well under this machine to keep it oiled. And when you tip it up, it's like uneven. So like, the well, the oil's like, it's pretty funny. Anywho, so again, I'm sorry with this machine. I know there's a light. It's a pain in the butt, but I can't turn it off. Oh, so this ribbon here, it looks almost white, but it's actually like a pale gray. And this is actually gonna go, it be tied in a bow as a sash to tie the rest of everything together on Willow's dress. So I'm really excited about that. She loves bows, so most girls do. So anywho, I'm gonna turn this bad boy on. Sorry for the light, but basically what I'm doing is I have her straps, and I'm gonna serge that mesh to it to keep a consistent look. So, but aside from that, how are your guys' days today? I know most of you worked. Hopefully they were good days. You know, no one likes bad days. Those are no fun for anyone. Sorry, I have a jumble of cords down here, so I'm trying to get them all untangled. That way I don't press on anything I don't need. All right. Just that. Alrighty. So most of the time with the serger, though it does cut stuff off, you don't really want to. So if you follow along the sewing foot, so right here, if you follow that directly, then you won't cut anything off, at least on a home sewer. Usually it's up on the plate. The knife isn't so much in, but that won't cut anything off. It'll just give you a really nice edge. They do suggest, though, on home sewers that you do want to cut just a little off. So when you go to make your pattern, you want to keep that in mind, like kind of like part of the seam allowance. Or if you get like a really bad run, so some wovens, so like this one, it's not too bad. It is cut a little bit on the bias, so it will run. This piece isn't too bad, but like this piece here, you can see all the extras. If you know it's going to do that really bad, then you sometimes will leave a little extra than the seam allowance. So my seam allowances are usually 1/2, but if this would unweave itself really bad, I would do 5/8 and then trim off that extra eighth down to 1/2, just to keep in my seam allowance. Purple Gamer, hey, how's it going? We're sewing at the moment. Catching up on our day. Yeah, so I hope it's going well for everyone. Let's see, long corners are not that easy, so let's see how we can do it. I'm up for the challenge. All right. Let's see. It's Ray. You have lots of YouTubes, Ray, but I'm glad you're joining us. Sometimes you also have to walk your foot to get it where everything meets up. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so something that's interesting I just noticed, my serger at work, when I have to walk the foot, it turns this way, and my home sewer wants me to turn it this way. So it's kind of interesting how things can go. Turn it. I do have to say though, when you are turning on a home sewing machine versus a industrial, it's easier to turn on a home machine. I'm not sure why, but I had to do a lot of sewing like that recently. We're doing a test packaging bag for one of the companies that we sew stuff for, and we're trying to make it to where we only have to serge, that we don't have to do too much top stitching or anything. It just makes it a little bit more affordable for the company to pay for our services and materials and stuff. And so I've been doing a lot of turning corners on the serger machine. And it's really intricate stuff, and it sometimes it can pull, or sometimes it likes to gather, or you could even miss the corner altogether. The problems of a seamstress. It's pretty fun. But anywho, so like I said, sorry for the light, but I figured you guys would like to see anyway. One of these days I'll figure out how to disable it. So have you guys read any interesting books the last few days or recently? Are you guys currently reading anything? I really do want to start book club, but right now, because you guys haven't voted on it yet, or placed a vote, I'm reading the Anita Blake books again. I think I'm on book 8 already, and I've been reading it for a week now. So it's basically a book a day. I found out that my library offers audiobooks, and so and they have all the books that I want and or need. So I canceled all of my audiobooks. I had audiobook.com and Audible. I canceled those because I don't really have an interest in owning them. I just like to listen and pretty much give it back. So I figured I should just go ahead and figure out my library could do it, because then you can check it out and give it back, and it doesn't cost anything. It's part of your membership. So I've been animating a lot. What are you working on there, Ray? I know I've seen some prototypes of the Broken Birds. That's pretty exciting. I really, really love my new icon. My artwork that he did for me, doing my peace sign. It's very me, and he knows it. Makes me want to go darker all the way again. As far as my hair, do like a red brown that I haven't done in a while. It would be fun. Part of me wants to do my rogue hair again, so he'd have to put some blonde in the front. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. How do you guys feel about the new artwork? Do you guys like my new icons? I think they're pretty fun. And not just to toot Ray's horn or anything. I really do think they're pretty fun. So let him know in the comments what you guys think about it.
Mom, I'm here.
All right, go Bob. Oh, go Bob. Drama queen. So one of the things I do when I serge is I will cut the tails because I don't like the tails, but it'll unravel a little. So I will take my lighter and just kind of burn them edges away, and then it won't come undone. You want to be very careful though, because most of the time these type of materials, they are polyester, and that burns really bad. It'll also melt, so it might not be the best, but if you're careful, you can trim those. So basically, it's all going to look like that, nice and serged. So the back, you can kind of see the regular color, that green, and then the mesh on top just kind of gives it that all around look. So 1 down, 3 more to go. So what are some dream projects that you guys might have? It doesn't have to be sewing, but is there anything that you guys would love to do one day or have plans to do but haven't tackled? Like, I don't know, a cool trip or a cool project. Do you guys have any of those? All right, maybe if I start on this corner, it'll behave. All right, there we go. But anywho, so yeah, reading those Anita Blake books just really brings me back to I think I read them all the way through the first time in middle school. And, it's just really cool to revisit something that was so important to you, in your youth or your childhood, and rediscover it as an adult. And there's some things that can be annoying, and there's some things that you're just like, that's exciting, and like, for example, I am now reading the book. I am 3 years older than she is presently in the book. Or no, when the book first starts, she's like 24 when the series starts, and I'm 27 now, which is kind of crazy. I was 14 when I started the series, 13. Yeah, it was middle school, so 12, 13. And so to revisit it, more than 20 years later, or not 20 years later, but more than 10 years later, it's pretty crazy just to see the mentality shift, because when you're young and just the way she is, you're like, yeah, we don't need all that. Like, what? I'm wholeheartedly with you. Like, how dare they? And then as an adult, you're like, oh my God, get over yourself. You're like, really? That's your issue here? It's just really fun to kind of revisit that and to not check yourself, but just to reevaluate, where you are mentally and where you used to be. It's pretty fun. So, working people. You have been animating one. Oh, you're making a 5-minute cartoon. That would be really exciting. You can definitely post it on the page when you're done. That would be really cool to see. Let's see. Also, if you guys really do like the video, please like and subscribe, share it out, bring some friends. I really want this to grow, and for you guys to feel comfortable to bring your peeps. So another way to put these together is um, you don't have to serge these together. You could just as easily straight stitch them. But because this material down here likes to run, I just really like to have it serged. And then it doesn't really move when you're sewing it. And then you just know then it's just really secured and locked in. Let's see, Liz. Please say thanks to Mike and Brad for helping move my stuff. Thanks, Mike and Brad, because I would help her if I was there and I can't. So definitely thanks for helping Liz. Right. One of these days, when Liz has time and some Wi-Fi, I'm going to have her on here so we can talk and have chats and talk some nerdy news, because she's a lover of all things Star Trek, and that's one of my favorite things. And I would love to have a reason, aside from sheer love and nerdiness, to dive back into the world of Star Trek. Because as my cousin Lindsay in the comments would tell you, that's our grandma's favorite thing. So it's really hard to not love Star Trek. Come on. She too, by the way, would be a third generation nerd. And so would our cousin Jenna, because we share the same grandma that has all the nerdy tendencies, and then our parents in their own rights are nerds, so it all works out. Just one big happy family of nerds. Also, a tip, because I'm doing it right now, it's not as easy on the home sewing machines with the pedal, but if you need to walk your foot, so like that means manually moving the presser foot, so there's a wheel on the side and you can turn it. If you ever need to manually walk your foot, if you put a little pressure on the presser foot, it moves a lot easier. On home sewing machines, it's usually not an issue, so you don't have to do it. It's not as tense and tight. But on industrial machines, it is definitely helpful when walking to put a little pressure on that pressure foot. Then you're not like really trying to wind it. It'll just give you some ease. Right. And one more to go. So hopefully I'm not boring you guys too much. I have one more of these straps to sew, and then we're going to move on over. I'll push this back because never mind. I'll wait on the straps. So I'm going to serge this last strap, and then we're going to go around this. I'm going to serge this to the bodice, and then we will go through the straps, and I will sew those together. We're going to sew them right sides together, and then flip them out. And actually, so that does leave some pressing. So with this on top, though I do have a synthetic setting, I will go get what is called a press cloth. I like to use tea towels because I usually steam, and we're going to press them flat. And I'll show you guys how to do that. Come to think of it, the straps, I probably only needed to attach one side with the pretty side and the other leave it blank because this is what's going to touch the skin. But because of the netting that is on here, a lot of people like to call it's not tulle, but what will people call it? There's a word I used to use in school all the time for it, and now I can't think of it. But basically, so this can get itchy, but because it's not an itchy type, oh man, it pulled. Anyways, because it's not an itchy type, and she's only going to wear it once for maybe a few hours, I'm not too worried about doing it for both. And Ray has a good question. So he says, what will pressing them flat do? So basically, when you sew these together, I can actually mimic it with some pins. So just a second. So when you sew these together, so we're going to do right sides together. So the part that has we'll call it tulle, because that's kind of what it is. So when you, oops, these are the wrong ones. Okay, so when you sew them together, do I not have the right sides yet? Oh, I can't show you yet because I only have, hold on. There we go. No, did I do this backwards? Okay, I did not. Okay, so when you sew these together, let me see. I'm going to pin these. So I'm going to mock sew it basically with the pins. So we're going to pretend like I'm sewing it. That's where the pins come in. One more. Okay. And when you turn it, well, we call it turning it out, but when you turn it, okay, the pins are going to be a pain in the butt. So basically, when you flip it inside out, if I show you just with one side, it'll work. Hold on. So when you turn it, it will not buckle, but see how it puffs? When you press it flat, then all it does is it gives you a flat, it would give you a flat look like that instead of leaving it puffy like that. So it just lays better, honestly. And when you press it flat, or whenever you press any stitches, actually, it will set your stitches. It'll keep it from unraveling. It will indent it into the fabric and really get it its place. It just sets everything, basically. Yeah, that's the best explanation I can give you for that. Very good question, though. Thank you. And that was perfect timing of when we got back upstairs for a load. Good. I'm glad that they got to hear that then. All right. So I just had a fun thought for you guys, because I really like the way it looks serged. like this. It's supposed to come in a 1/2 inch together like that is what it'll look like done. And I don't mind some top stitching. So I'm debating now on if I want to leave some of the serging visible because I'm not hemming the skirt, which it's all serged. So choices. But yeah, so when it's done, it's gonna look kind of like that, but flat. I'm kind of excited. Alrighty, so all those straps are done. I can toss out my little trash. It's really funny when I'm not streaming and I'm sewing. Anytime, I always have a pile, whether it's my sewing machine or my serger, of fall off or waste or trash or whatever you want to call it on my sewing machine. And if Willow sees it, she always asks to clean it. I think it's the sweetest little thing. She doesn't have to help, but she loves to help. All right, so now I can turn this bad boy off. And oh, no, I can't. I told you guys I was going to do the top. Getting ahead of myself. All right, so this one's going to be a little bit more finicky. So because of where I have some of the flowers, I'll probably have to fold them over and just really be mindful of my serging. Also, because if you can see, there's 2 different pieces of the tulle on there. So because I really wanted to have all places covered and to be able to have some flowers on it. All right. So I'm just going to add a couple more pins really quickly just to make sure it doesn't shift. So do you guys have any questions so far? Any comments, concerns, interests? Just let me know and I'll answer them, especially since I'm right here. Okay, so we will start. So if you also notice, I didn't trim any of this because my serger is going to do it for me. Okay, so I ran into a silly problem. What'd you say? Is your station a separate room or just a corner of the house? My animation thing is in my room. Need more space. So, okay, Justin games in our bedroom, so he has his whole desk and everything in our room. Because all I do is sleep in there, and I have the entire living room corner. So I know you guys can see the TV behind me. So there's my living room set up, and then I have the other half of the entire living room. I have both of the closets for storage, and I use my wall has a lot. That's all the stuff that I use on hand all the time, so I don't keep it hidden. Plus, in that little nook, I have a bunch of sewing tools readily available. And that yellow thing that's in my kitchen area, there, right there, also has a bunch of sewing stuff. Actually has sewing and desk supplies in it. Yeah, I have a lot. But it's because we don't have a house yet. If we had a house, I would probably use the biggest bedroom as my office. That way I had an entire space completely dedicated to it. Right now, the reason why I have the living room and not my bedroom and Justin had the living room is because I'm home more of the day than he is. For Willow, he's home at night, so she's usually just on the couch, or she'll sit in the bedroom and watch him play games until she falls asleep. Whereas during the day, she's always out here and she likes to be around me. So it just really keeps her from getting into things, basically. Because if I was to leave her out here and lock myself in my sewing room, I would never know what happened if she got hurt or anything, because I get really into sewing and I like to play music and do all those things. So we compromise, and sometimes I don't get music, but I'll get to watch my TV shows. And so while she hangs out, or we'll watch something of hers that I'm not too annoyed with. And so, or here lately, she'll watch whatever she wants. And then I have my headphones in, I have a headphone in with my audiobook. So we make it work, until she's a little older. I don't quite trust her by herself in the living room all the time, which, I mean, it's only normal. She's 4. Sometimes I forget and I have to remind myself that she's only 4. But so this is a fun kind of problem, if you will. So it's pretty hard to walk yourself off of a serger because it does cut. But I got myself in a little snafu. So usually, and I know better, you don't want to leave too much extra excess on this, like I did. Your stuff can get caught in the foot and in the knife, and that's what I did. So it's live, peeps. So also thank you for sticking around for an hour and 10 minutes. I'll probably finish serging this piece with you guys on here, and then we'll go for the night, and then I will post pictures of what else we have. I don't like keeping us more than an hour and a half. We all are really busy and things like that. Unless you guys definitely want me to stay, that's another thing. But yeah, so far, thank you guys for sticking around for as long as you have, and don't worry, we're almost done. So I will get to it. Oh, come on, you're pain in my ass. Cute. I'm gonna have to clean this out. So, right, so we're gonna trim all of this off. Okay. So I would say maybe no more than an inch if you're gonna leave extra stuff to be trimmed. And I would say too, don't. How late am I? Hi, Shelly. I'm almost done. I know a couple people who wanted to come in are probably going to either come in late or maybe have to do the rewatch. I know Amanda Nelson was wanting to be here real bad, but she, her foot's really bothering her, so I kind of just let her sleep. She needs it. Because I know her right now. She'd be asking me so much sewing stuff. Do you have any sewing questions, Shelly, while I'm here sewing? So the other, oh no, it's fine. Don't worry about being sorry. It's all good. I just figured I'd ask since you just got here, and I'd asked everybody else. No, one of the things I was gonna say is it's nice too when you have an area where you would usually fold over twice for a hem. Ooh, my eyes watering, and there goes my little kitty tail. Anyway, when you have an area where you would do like a rolled hem or something you'd fold over twice, it's really nice to do a serge because then you only have to fold it once. I have a machine and I'm scared of it. Listen, I had a sewing machine sit in my closet for like 10 years. I'm not even kidding. Like 10 years because I was terrified of it. I was like, I'll hand sew. I'm confident I'll hand sew. And then I got pregnant with Willow and I just had this urge. I think it's part of the nesting, but also sewing's been like in my blood. So I finally said, screw it. And I was like tentative and I sewed for like 2 months and then I put it away. And then Willow was like a year and a half. No, I think she was like 3 months old, 9 months old. She was 9 months old when I started fashion design school. And that program is 11 months. So ever since then, I've not been able to put my machine away. I have 3 home sewing machines that are mine. 2 of which are still with my mom in Tulsa. One I have here, and then I now have my big industrial sewing machine. I have my home serger. This was my Christmas gift last year, and I sew professionally now, which is pretty awesome. That's like, it's my dream gig. So every day is a challenge in a great way, and it broadens my horizons, and I get to challenge myself in something I love. So it's pretty amazing. So right now, all I'm doing is pulling out that little mistake, and then you can go right over it. And since I'm going to be hemming this bad boy, or not hemming it, hemming this bad boy, you will never know because it's going to get folded right over. Okay. Alrighty. So now that that mistake is pulled out, I can just stick it right back on here, and we are good to go. Luckily, I caught the mistake before it got too bad, and I didn't pull the thread too bad. Yeah. Thank you so much, Shelly. That means a lot to me. If you can catch some of the beginning of this, it's about the 30-minute mark. I show off the skirt that I made. Actually, here, I'll do you one better. I will. And I think the lighting might be a little bit better now the sun's coming out. So that is the skirt. There you go. That is the full front. Obviously, it's going to be a little smaller when Willow puts it on because it's a circle skirt. And it's literally like that much shy of fitting. That's an adult size 8 waist. So, but this is the skirt that I'm working on for her. It might be a little long, but I have a feeling she's going to have a tall growth spurt. She might not get wider, but she's going to be pretty tall in April. I just feel it. So that's nice. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. I love what I do, so it's always exciting. And she remembered the bell dress I made her. It was just a plain yellow dress in a very similar material. And she goes, wow, you're making me a dress like my bell dress. I'm going to be a princess. So she's excited. This is like the darker version of it. Every time you mention the weather, I look outside. I know we're real close. It's finally, the sun's peeking out, so I'm going to get some really nice bright rays in my face. I face Carolyn or Carrot Cake. My window faces the north. I'm literally where the 120 exit is on 25. My apartments are literally on the other. You see the sign for the storage place, and there's apartments and townhouses right behind it. I literally live there, and I face north. So I don't get direct sunlight, but when it gets cloudy, I get some really nice rays. 92 here. Yeah, so Colorado, I don't know if you've gotten to visit or how close you are to us, but the weather is like a mood, basically, of the state. That's the best way I can describe it. So 1 minute it could be storming, and so say Jefferson or Adams County is pretty big, Jefferson County is pretty close, and then Commerce City is close. And so, like, here's the square. Literally, you could have rain on this side of the square and then snow on this side on the top. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. So it's what has it been, Carolyn? Like 98. It's like 98, 99. It's almost 100 degrees every day the last few days, but we get rain or we'll get overcast. I'm sure somewhere it stormed. We had some thunder roll in. It's pretty fun. Blizzard in the AM, sunny in the afternoon, and no snow. Yep. Or you can literally, kind of like how New Zealand is, you can literally go from one side of the state to the other and see 4 different types of weather. It's pretty fun. Amelia, sounds like Oklahoma. It's very similar, actually. So my mom's from here in Colorado, and that's a big reason why she moved to Oklahoma. She can't handle the altitude here, but she loves it there in the sense that it's like she calls it mini Colorado. I'm never complaining ever again. Yeah, it's okay. I find myself doing it all the time. I was born here in Colorado, lived in Arizona for most of my life. Dry heat, not very much rain, but you get the monsoons. And then I moved to Oklahoma, which is hell. Amelia can describe it, or she can or say, because you get tornadoes and all that other hell. And we had floods. And then we moved, and then I moved back here to Colorado. So I'm very content again. It's a super dry heat, though. Yeah, here is pretty dry as compared to Oklahoma. It is like, it could be like 86 degrees outside with like almost an 80 to 90% humidity. And it's like your skin is boiling. It's pretty gross. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm not complaining. Yeah. I know, Amelia. Oh, and you're still in the thick of it. Love. Oh, okay, I had to roll away for a second. I had to get my charger cord because I'm starting to die. Man, now I don't want to go because you guys are, now all the rest of you peeps are popping in here. Born in Tijuana. lives in San Francisco, Cal. So very nice weather always, but the heat, I just can't handle it right now. I'm in Tijuana. I miss the Bay. I don't blame you. I'd rather be in San Francisco. I know a lot of people drive down. My uncle said he used to go all the time. So I understand, but it's hot. It's hot. All right, so let's sew this part. All right, you guys are twisting my arms. Now I want to stay. We're getting some good conversation. It's good conversation. Dude, I so miss your face now. Why did you move so far? Because I missed some family. I know you understand that. I had to, my heart called me home, if you will. I came here to Colorado every summer since I was 10, on and off, mostly on all the time. And I just had to come home. So, hey, it gives you an excuse to come visit. I could show you my work and maybe you'd like it and ended up moving here. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But see, and it was my turn to move because you moved first. For those of you guys who don't know, Amelia was my I'd say assistant manager at David's Bridal. So I got to learn some really fun tips and tricks, and we would talk about nerd stuff all the time and joke around in the shop. She made it worthwhile. I definitely get that. Yes, I need to come out when it's cold though. Yeah, so starting in, I'd say late September, early October, it'll start getting cold. It'll be warm, but the heat doesn't stay too terribly long, I don't think. I think it's nicer here more of the time than not. Oh man, you give me a lot of credit. Well, you deserve a lot of credit because you're awesome. I'll have to message you later, Amelia, because you get a lot of credit. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Where is my set? There you are. All right. Fall is short here, in my opinion. Yeah, yes and no. Oklahoma has a nice fall. Arizona doesn't have a fall. It's hot and then it's cold and then it's hot again. So here I feel like you get a nice amount of the seasons, but winter's my favorite season, so it can be the longest. I don't mind. I look like a crazy person since I'm the only one on Facebook. Oh, you're fine. I also miss red leaves. Yeah, I understand. Oh, Oklahoma has some beautiful purplish leaves. I'll see if my mom can take some pictures this season to share with you guys, or even Amelia. She's on the Facebook group, so I'll dub her poster of the purplish red leaves. Yeah, the colors are fun. But then I also miss the more yellow tones, and we get a lot of yellow tones here. And depending on where you are, it's mostly pine or conifer, and then they don't fall, so it works out. Okay. So, all right, let's get this top done. Oh, in a second, because you're here, Amelia, I'll go pull it now. So I made a shirt or a shawl thing, and I had to do a rolled hem. And if you remember, I couldn't do those really well on the sewing machine, but I did it, and they look better. Definitely, hopefully, we'll get some good color this year. I hope so. Oh, man. take that back. It's in the car. But there's pictures on the Facebook group. And when I did the hem, I was like, haha, take that. I can do a rolled hem. Also, I cheated. So the way you have to do them in that specific alteration shop is, say you pin it, you have to sew it at one and then cut and then roll, which Amelia knows. And you have to get it as close as you can, and that's a pain in the ass. But when you're starting off fresh, if you serge it first, fold and fold, it works out. Hopefully we'll get some color. Yeah. Right. Don't know. Jump off for a sec. I'm back when I'm to me. Oh, it's okay. It's no big deal. Oh, I was saying that I made an overshirt that I posted in the group. It's like a magenta kind of color in the picture. And I was just talking about the rolled hem and how crazy it is. And then I can do it and take that. Alrighty. So I have behind here a cute little extra rose that goes right here. Put it there and pin it. And then All right, there is the new top. I can take these pins out now, right here and here on the top. The only one I need on the bottom is the one I have to hand sew, but there is her top. So if we pop it over here, okay, it's gonna look weird because of where the boobs are, because like I said, she's not that big yet, but this will go right there. Ta-da! Sorry for my arm, but it'll look like that. So I'm very excited. Like I said, I will probably get going now, guys. I stayed a little longer, excuse me, than I wanted to. But I will post pictures when I'm done. And I will be back on, let's see, what's my dates? I will be back Sunday at 12:30. That seems to be a good time. So Sunday at 12:30, we will have another project. I don't know which one yet because I get paid on Friday, so I might get to start another one. But we'll have a project and some more nerdy news to talk about. And then I will also be back on Wednesday at 4:30 because I really like this time slot. I might bump it down to 5 or 5:30 because it seems like most of you guys come on about that time. So I'll ask in our group and see what's the best. Man, I like cried all that makeup off. My eye got irritated. But yeah, so I will be back on Sunday as usual and on Wednesday. I'm going to try to get those videos out because it's coming on next week. I'm supposed to have my second Harry Potter video out, and I haven't even gotten the first one out yet. So I'm going to try to work my butt off on that. If not, I'm just going to owe you guys a bunch of content videos all in a row. I think it might come to that. I might have to take a day or two off of work just so I can do it, which I think I might. So anywho, I love you guys, and I'm glad that you enjoyed seeing what I have to do. Allergies have been terrible lately. Yeah, mine aren't necessarily allergies. They do get irritated, but
May we play your game?
I suppose you want to say hi real quick and tell everybody bye.
Bye.
Say see you later.
See you later.
Blow kisses.
Mwah.
All right, guys, we'll see you later, and we will. I'll be back on Sunday. All right, see you.